when you want to learn to play scales or arpeggios or just build up your proficiency with the piano, many times people say, okay, start with your thumb. Play fingers 1, 2, 3. And then move your thumb under your hand. And they talk with that kind of voice, and you think, this is so strange. I was trying to learn piano. Why are you using a strange voice? Well, have no fear. I will not make you start with your thumb, but I might speak in strange voices. Here we go. So, side to side, in and out, up and down, and rotation are the movements I've learned from my Taubman Technique teachers. And with scales, I would say learn how to open up your hand and turn like this before you try to move your thumb underneath and go away like that. Let's try with finger 1 of right hand on letter D. Doesn't matter which D on the keyboard, just letter D. And I look to see, do I have a flat top of my arm? Then I look to see, do I have these little knuckle mountains? Or do I have knuckles that are like sunk? That's no good. Nobody wants that. That's a lot more healthy. Okay? Then I'm just going to turn my hand like this. Notice, when I turn my hand, my elbow moves a little bit. That's good. If you turn without your elbow moving, your arm will start to feel sore, and that's not a good day. So just turn. Okay? Now, move your hand over until finger 2 arrives at C, and then drop on C. Go back to letter D. Turn a little bit. Move over until finger 3 arrives at C, then play finger 3. The skill that you're learning here is to move and then play, instead of to twist your hand. See how my fingers are like diagonal instead of being parallel with the black and white keys? Diagonal is not your friend. Nope, you don't want to do that. Plus, then you get this hand like number 4. That's not a good hand for piano. Okay? So move over until you get finger 3 on C. Boom. Try with finger 4. Move over till you get finger 4 on C, and then play finger 4. When I move over, my thumb glides along. It does not stay pushed down on D. That's a mistake. Then you get this crinkly hand. That's no good. So glide over, finger 4 on C. Try finger 1 on D. Turn, rotate a little bit. Yes, the elbow moves some. Glide over, finger 5 on C. Try with the other hand. Let's do finger 1 on letter A. Rotate, turn a little bit, and then glide over. So finger 2 is on letter B, and then you can sort of reset your hand and drop it. Play letter B. Next, 1 on A. Rotate some, glide over till finger 3 is at B, and then drop it. Finger 1, glide over till finger 4 is at B, and drop. Finger 1 on A, glide over till finger 5 is at B, and drop. That is the motion for playing scales. The way that really brilliant scale players do that better is they just move in smaller amounts. They don't do a huge rotation when they're going fast, but they do a little one coupled with a lateral or sideways arm motion. So the movement of the hand and the movement of the arm should be coordinated. The way to get there from, I don't know anything, okay? The way to get there is to practice with big motions at slow speed. As you get faster, you can shrink the motion. Here's what I mean. Finger 1. I want to get to finger 3 at E. So I'll first turn and do a big turn, and then glide over till finger 3 is at E, and then drop. That's a huge motion. Nobody does that motion when they're playing fast. But when they're playing slowly, sure, And if you have to learn how to do this, do big motions, okay? Eventually, like I said, when you go fast, it's a smaller motion. When you go slowly, it's a bigger motion, okay? We've done moving over one key at a time. Sometimes you have to move more than one key, right? So let's pretend right hand finger 1's on letter D, and I want to get to the next D lower. Finger 1, rotate, glide, 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 finger 2. Try again, finger 1, rotate, glide, 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 finger 3. Try again, rotate and glide, finger 4. Rotate and glide, finger 5. Left hand, A. This is A3 because we have A1, A2, A3. Finger 1, and glide, 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 finger 2. The next A high. Finger 1, glide, finger 3. Finger 1, glide, finger 4. Finger 1, glide, finger 3. I mean finger 5. I forgot my finger numbers. It's a good idea to move and to glide larger intervals and then smaller intervals, because if you glide a large interval, there's no temptation to try to twist or reach or contort your body. No, none of that. But if you move just a small interval, I could just twist my hand a little bit and get there. I could just twist my hand a little bit or do this weird elbow thing. No. Don't even let yourself be tempted to that. Glide a large interval. And then smaller intervals using the same motion so that you build up your habits, okay? When you're playing scales, you have to cross over finger 4 or finger 3. And if you're playing from the center out, you have to move your thumb under finger 3 or under finger 4. So that's why we practice. Finger 3 comes over, or finger 3 comes over, finger 4 comes over, finger 4 comes over. When that's really easy, then you can start doing the thumb moving with finger 3. Now this is a different motion. I was taught that to prepare for a movement, you prepare the other way. This makes sense in sports. You want to throw this way, you move your arm back to prepare, and then throw. Whether it be football, baseball, spiking a volleyball, tomahawk, frisbee throw, which is the coolest. It's like, whoosh, and the frisbee goes, and then you score, and you win, and it's great. That's what happens sometimes. To move your thumb under, you don't actually put your thumb under. You don't do and try to reach with your thumb. No, that's craziness. Let's pretend I want finger 3 on C and finger 1 to go to D. I could swivel and get my thumb underneath and reach D. I made it, but that's uncomfortable and really unsuccessful. The better way is I play the thumb by rotating my hand towards the thumb. So I prepare to play the thumb by rotating away from the thumb. Watch this. 1, 2, 3. I want to play by rotating the thumb, so I'm going to play finger 3 and then turn my hand, rotate it, so the thumb is higher. Then I glide across and rotate back to my thumb. Let's try another one. Start on G. I have finger 3. I rotate where the thumb's going higher, glide across, and I rotate back to play the thumb. That is, yes, it's very exaggerated. Eventually, it's a small motion, like this, just barely a tremor, barely a movement at all. But to start with, big exaggerated motion, glide over, reset. If I'm doing 4, and moving across, move across, move across, move across, move across, and rotate back. To get around finger 4, I just have to move a little bit more to the side. I don't have to reach. With the left hand, finger 4, I have to get over to there to G. So I rotate by making the thumb come up, glide across, and reset the thumb. Boom! If I want to go with finger 3, rotate, glide across, finger 1. Okay? So we always prepare our hands to move, and then we move. To go from the center out, I rotate with the thumb up, move across, and thumb down. Play, rotate thumb up, move across, thumb down. To come from the outside into the center, I rotate with my pinkies going up, and that's when my elbow starts to move, because the radius bone is rotating over the ulna bone. Okay, this radius bone is rotating. That just means the elbow moves a little bit. Okay, so I make the hands rotate like this. I glide across, and then the hands reset. Practice these big motions so that you become aware of them and accustomed to them. And don't get in the habit of, I'm going to reach across. Okay, if you ever see someone doing this weird contortion with their body, it just means that they're trying too hard and they're doing things like the wrong way. So don't let that happen to you, okay? Rotate, prepare to play scales.